Hey everybody, welcome back to the part 2 video for this deck profile for this week. This is the round 4 of the Destined Showdown with this Destined one of Supremacy, Lisciafael. And I think this is one of the most simpiest decks possible because it's all schoolgirls, it's all pop idols, it's all this and that, with demons and beasts and humans and mermaids and all that gay ass shit that I can see any gay drag queen would fucking wear and do. But on a serious note, this deck is actually a pretty fun one. I actually fell in love with it because, believe it or not, fun fact you guys, when I was younger, I actually liked to wear a little bit of pink because I liked the Pink Ranger. So, yay, I know. But this is actually a pretty fun deck, and don't let it fool you, your cuteness fool you. This is not just a waifu deck, but it's a dangerous one. So there's a quick backstory to this deck here. So the owner of the deck of Lisciafael, her name is Yuna Saionji. And basically she is, I think she's a 1 year or 2, I think she's a 1 year high school student, I think. So she's in the same one as Mikoto Saito, aka Miton. And ever since she saw a concert from Miton, she immediately fell in love with Miton, and I think it's turned into more like a lesbian crush. So is it confirmed that Yuna may be bisexual or maybe a lesbian? I don't know, but she seems like she has a very huge love for Miton, and not just a crazed fan like, you know, some girls like their pop idols and stuff, like I used to when I was in love with Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. So that's a fun thing to think about. So Yuna and Mikoto faced off, and when she found out that Mikoto was her online rival on, ironically enough, Vanguard Online, and I'm surprised that Bushiroad even put that game on there, so why can't we get that shit? But, you know, when Mikoto was telling her story about how she always felt weak, always felt this and that, Yuna went into a complete rage and declared that she was going to be the next Miton. So, you know, and eventually she got freed and she lost the match. And she got free from spiritual corruption. So now her and Mikoto and I think Hikari are actually best friends now. And big fans to Mikoto. And always supporting her. Now, if she kept Lisciafael, that's great. Her online deck is, ironically enough, Barrow Magnus. While Mikoto's deck is Gandiva. I guess I forgot to mention that. Or I did mention it. So in this deck here with the Lisciafael, I have it on here online. The Lisciafael line make effort in improving the Vanguard by putting allies in the soul. Some support can activate skills if are placed in the soul, or if no have other rear guards in certain zones. Also, Lisciafael can get a permanent power up by her divine skill. So this deck here was inspired by Yuna Saionji. Of course, this is going to be a character deck. There are some little bit small changes because I'm not 100% sure what she used in the anime. I should have wrote it all down or look at that. I may have to go back and look at it again, but there you go. So let's get on the deck profile, and we're starting the right deck, of course, which is the energy generator. Excuse me. I'm going to try to say it as slow as possible. So the grade 0 we have here is Listen Sweet Milyz, or Milyz. So her deck apparently looks more cat-like feature more than anything, and hence why Yuna's beanie on her hair has cat ears. So she has a little bit more of a cat feature kind of thing. So it looks like the whole ride line is all War Beast types. So I've tried to find decks or cards that will be comparable to the War Beast theme, along with some support cards. The next one for grade 1 is Coolest Glance Viilea. When this unit is word upon by mature lures, Lutika, draw a card, choose a card from your rearguard or hand, and place it into soul. Choose one of your vanguards and it gets 5,000 power into the end of turn. So there's that. And then I find this grade 2 very cute, and I do love the fashion style. And I've always been a big sucker fan for fashion, like a drag queen, or, you know, me doing become like a drag queen and something like that. You know, it does help with the performance-wise. Her name is Mature Lures Lutika, and when this unit is word upon by Lisciafael in the card name, Counterblast 1 or Energy Blast 3, draw a card and Soul Charge 1 card. And the important thing you need to know is that this deck does revolve around some cards in the Soul for Lisciafael to activate her skill. So that's what happened. And then here is the grade 3 boss, the Destined 1 of Supremacy, Lisciafael. So it's a 1-turn skill that she has. When this unit attacks while not boosted, so which means you can't have any support in the back row, Energy Blast 3 and put 2 or more rear guards into Soul. So it could be like 2 or a full field, I don't know. When this unit gets +1 drive and the end of turn, this unit gets 5,000 power and the end of turn for each card put into the Soul for this cost. So like 10,000 power if you can only get 2, or 15,000 if you want to put the one of your rear guards as support boosters in the Soul. That's why. Now her Divine skill is an auto 1. At the end of battle, this unit attacked a grade 3 or greater unit. If your Soul has 6 or more cards, which is why that's important, Counterblast 1, stand this unit and it gets drive -2. However, until the end of this fight, you get all your Vanguards with Lisciafael in their card names, gets 5,000 power plus 1 critical until the end of that fight. So that is the added additional bonus to this deck. So she might get she'll get plus 1 drive during her attack, and then after her Divine skill, she gets -2 drive. So she gets 1 drive check, and that's perfectly okay. And I think around this time, it's okay for her to have a booster. So you can put a booster in the back of her if you want. I just don't think she kind of needs it. So there is the ride line for Lisciafael, and of course we always have the Destined 1 emblem, because this is a Destined 1 deck. Very awesome to know. Now for the trigger lineup. Excuse me. So I try to find cards, like I said, that would be more comparable to the War Beast species type, and there's some supports that, you know, is awesome to have. So for the heal trigger, I put Peaceful Garden Anika as the heal trigger for this deck. You know, because she is a War Beast type. And now for 8 criticals, I put 4 copies of Shocking Candy Ouris as 4. And this is the promo version, so that's why it's kind of shiny. And it is a War Beast of a tiger. So I think it's the little sister of Petalka. Petalka, I think. It looks like like her little sister. And then, of course, we have 4 copies of Precious Tune Edwige. This is from the SS05 collection. This is the reprint, but it's more in a hollow form of style. So I thought it was kind of cool to have. And then for front triggers, because I figured this deck can use a bit fronts, you know, sometimes it does help. And plus the 20k shield is not a bad thing to have either. So I chose to put fronts in here, which is Snowskip Palvi. Just for the front, just in case if you do get a full board and you have a front trigger, you still get to hit some major damage and maybe give your opponent a chance to guard and not the guard. But a 20k shield value is 20k shield value. I don't care what anyone says. And then for the over trigger of choice, I chose Fantastic Fur-nale Catrina. And this is the frameware version of Catrina. I was going to put this back in Chris Rain because, you know, I want to have Chris Rain have like, some sort of luxurious kind of look to her, but this is sitting very well for Lisciafael. So I might find another over trigger for Chris Rain. Maybe just a mermaid, one of the mermaid ones, but yeah. So that is the grade 0 lineup. And if you all want to know, yes, we're using like the pink color or mauve kind of color of Dragon Shields. So this is a very pretty pink color. I think it's a hot pink, but I'm not quite sure. So don't quote me on that one. But like I said, it's either the light pink, maybe purple for Lyrical Monasterio. I don't know. But there's also the hot pink. So that's why I kind of chose. Now, unlike Alden in the last video, this deck I believe can do a lot of boosting. So here's the boosting card. So basically, let me carry and count this and tell you how many grade 1s in this deck that we're going to do. And I think you're all probably going to slap the fuck out of me when I tell you the number. So there is 19 grade 1s in this deck. And I think you're all gonna just slap the hell out of me. It's like, isn't that a little too much boosting? Where happened to allow the grade 2s? I was like, this is just my opinion, and this is just my testing phase. So I will probably number this all down at the best I can, but we'll see. Now, the first one we have, the first two will be supporting cards for Lisciafael. The first one is Sway We Swings Balatial, and it's also her boosting partner, allegedly. During this battle, this unit boosted. If you have a Vanguard with Lisciafael in its card name, this unit gets 5,000 power. When this unit is put into soul from rearguard by the ability of your Vanguard with Lisciafael in the card name, draw a card, and if you do not countercharge this turn, countercharge 1, because this deck does rely on counterblasting as well, so that's another factor we need to watch out for. Here is Lisciafael's boosting partner too, and it's also a support card. This is Soothing Voice Jounette. If you have a Vanguard with Lisciafael in its card name, this unit gets 5,000 power, and 5k shield value. So it's on the rear guard or the Guardian Circle. So I'm assuming that most of them already have like boosting partners like this. I know that we'll get to that in just a minute when the time comes. Now this deck also has some generics in here too for other options. Here, let me get this in the middle column here. So I am also playing 4 copies of blue-haired Prodigy Receus, mainly because this is the unit when placed on rear guard. Choose one of your other units and it gets 10,000 power and in that turn. So this will be perfect for Lisciafael or the grade 2 partner she comes with. So this is a nice little generic option for a lot of people. I know people will just maybe argue that that's probably a little too much, because don't let its 3k boosting offend you, because it's the 10k that she relies on too. Also, here is another generic option as well. You guys can just say this is good or bad or a better option. I play 3 copies of Beware of Overeating, Eileen. When this unit boosts a rear guard, look at the top card of your deck, choose it, or put it on top or bottom of your deck. This is from the early set 2 collection of the Lyrical Monasterio set, and it's still a very nice generic option to have. You know, I know people can argue that Uika is a better option as well if you want to keep things, but I think we want more cards in the soul, and it's nice to look at the top card of your deck to see if it's going to be a trigger or just a unit you can just put in the soul. You know, lower your deck enough to have triggers. Now for the perfect guard option, I did put Soapy Splash Riviena in here for a perfect guard because she is a bunny type. She's a bunny and she's a war beast. Like I said, I try to find cards that will be comparable to the war beast saga for the style. Like I try to find all the best themes and the right style for each deck the best I can. Unless there's a full deck of, you know, art type kind of themed, that's what happens. So that is that, my dear, is the grade 1 lineup. It's a lot, but just understand, bear with me. For grade 2, I'm only using 4 copies of this one. Brilliance, Restage, Albalina. If you have a grade 3 Vanguard with Lisciafael in its card name, it gets 5,000 power. 1 turn only this unit has. When your grade 3 grade Vanguard with Lisciafael in its card name attacks, if your front row has no other rear guards, counterblast 1 and stand this unit. And if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets 10,000 power until the end of the turn. So that's just only 4 of them. Now, you guys can argue with me all you want that this deck does need some more grade 2s besides Albalina. And I agree with you, I just can't right now find the best ones. That I did find, I should have put in the right deck discard fodder in here from the grade 2 card, so maybe I might be thinking about that. You know, to lower down the, you know, grade 1s, because I'll be honest with you, the grade 1 lineup is a tad bit, like, a little ridiculous, but it's the best option I kind of have at the moment until I find better generics or wait until I get more support from set 5, because it's still on the verge, and then I'll have this deck more blinged out into its star power kind of form, but right now it's in its planet stage, phase 1. So yeah, that is the grade 2 only one I have so far. Now, for grade 3s, we're playing 3 more copies of Lisciafael Persona Rideability, and here is her grade 3 partner. This is her charming present Alfie. When this unit is placed on rearguard by Vanguard's Lisciafael, which obviously it is, counterblast 1, draw a card and this unit gets 5k power. When this unit is put into soul by the ability of your with Lisciafael in its card name, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets 5k power into the turn. So it's nice to max out this card as well because of that boosting ability as well. And then for Lisciafael's personal order card, this is the Sweetest Sweets Supremacy. Play this with counterblast 1 and if your Vanguard's Lisciafael. Energy charge 2, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets a skill. All your front row units get 5,000 power into the turn. So that's all it is. It's a major boosting deck and a major power up. So I figure this is the best option until I find more better suited for the deck. But yeah, that is it for the video for you guys for Destined 1 of Supremacy Lisciafael. It was nice to actually play this deck. I actually got this more excited. I was kind of excited about this deck as well because, you know, it's cute. It's not just for simping and all that stuff, but it's just like a fun deck to play. And I've always liked decks that are somewhat aggro, and this deck it falls under the category of somewhat aggro. And so yeah, that is it for the video, you guys. Sorry, I'm gonna be out of breath. So to make a long story short to make a long thing about this, if you guys like the content I do create my channel, please subscribe, comment down below, thumbs up for it. There'll be a full list of this deck in the box down below. If you guys do like the content, like I said again, I don't know why I repeat myself. Just send me a comment and just send me a question or talk about this and let me know what you guys think. What you think your cards are, what you think the cards are more appropriate for this deck, and you know, just maybe help me out and figure out like if it's best or not. If you guys have your own version deck list, send me some pictures or upload them to the comment. I don't know if you're allowed to do that, but you know, let's just have a little discussion over it. Anyways, you guys, that is it for the video. If you guys thank you guys for watching. Be safe out there, make good choices, and I know the world's fucking crazy as it is, but don't give up hope, and you know, I hope things will get better for all of us this year, hopefully. Let's not cross fingers, but let's just be okay with it. Anyways, you guys, that's all I have to share, and as always, I've been your host, Iron Frost. Have a good night, and be safe out there. Bye-bye.